Hello, everybody. Welcome to part one of the MSQ discussions for Endwalker, the best expansion in Final Fantasy 14. Actually, I don't think you agree with me yet.
Currently, no.
Anyway, hello, everybody. Let's check in with everyone. Tin is here in the house. Alsacien's here. Hey, Bon, good to see you. Kayan is here. Hello, hello. Hopefully our audio is going. Yes, it
Should be good.
is. Did I say Kay's here? Hey, Kay. Undecided Toy Store in the house. Hello, everyone. Gma, what's up, Gma? If you haven't seen the replay of me and Gma's live stream, I think it's the last live stream that I did, so check it out. It was a lot of fun. Tinker Daisy in the house. Hello, hello. Ishtar's here. What's up? Kayan, so it's been a while for having a discussion stream. It has. We were just talking about, I don't think we did one after 5.3.
Mm-mm.
And that wasn't even really a discussion. That was just a play. We were playing it.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
Everyone was waiting for you at the Crystarium, remember?
I remember that. I mean, I remember that, but I can't remember, like,
you were watching the
what was
scene of, like...
I remember that
I
experience, but, like, what we discussed on the stream during it, I didn't even, yeah.
Yeah. Arcana in the house, what's up?
It's a lot of hours of streaming and playing, so...
We're overdue.
Blend.
We're overdue.
Yeah.
So, how do we get into it, Tom?
Let's see. I thought I was actually...
We didn't do a Shadowbringers
We didn't. We haven't talked about
up.
it since... Well, yeah, we haven't talked about it since I officially finished
Yeah.
the expansion.
So, just
patch,
to let everybody know, Tom is currently on the quest called How the Mighty Are Fallen, which is a level 82 quest in Endwalker. So, you've done, like, I don't know, a big chunk of, well, not a big chunk, but like the first chunk of...
It feels like I'm still starting because, well, stuff's happening, but it's like I'm at the point where, like, okay, everything's coming together, and now, like, stuff is happening.
Yeah.
I just got to Garlemald, and yeah, I leveled up my bard enough to be main bard for MSQ instead of Black Mage, which I went and played Black Mage again last night just for fun because I missed it.
Yeah.
And I do miss it, and I do really like it. But gosh, being able to just move
instead of cast.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bard's really fun.
Well, do you want to quickly give us your thoughts on Shadowbringers?
I loved Shadowbringers. That's definitely been my favorite so far.
Seems like it's the fan favorite. I didn't realize that, but
it is so good, which is so funny since a lot of it takes place not in the source, not in your normal area.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, I mean, the way it's put together, it was like all of the things I liked about Stormblood, like the variety. We talked about this, like the variety and the diversity, but just amped up to, the nth degree because it's done on such a grander scale. You also obviously have Emmett, who's a great character. And even the patches, again, like it blew my mind where I'm like, I don't know, maybe I associate patch as a weird connotation of like lesser than, like filler.
Right, like
definitely not
fix.
How the patches, definitely not how the patches felt. There's, other than you get a lot less XP when you do stuff, there's no difference to me.
No, yeah. So think of patch as like, here's a little bit of new content while we're still working on the big expansion.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's in my mind, I thought of it as filler content in between the expansions. But
no, that's where some of the biggest beats happen.
Yes, absolutely they do. Yeah. So we got everyone back to the source. We got Graha back in his younger body. So now he gets to live his dream of just sort of hanging out with everyone, which still where I'm at in Endwalker, he's like half the time he's just in the background being excited because he's there. And I love that. He was
definitely your favorite when you were when you started Endwalker. You were like looking for him in every scene.
Yeah, he's now protect him at all costs. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Fatality in the house. Hello. Kayan's got a good question. My first question of the day. What are you feeling of the twins' dad disowning them?
Oh yeah, he sucks. He's so... Yeah.
Go ahead. Your feelings.
I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but I did get to meet the twins' mom, and she's amazing. Like her whole, like, she was just a great parent. She was fun. She was interesting. It was super heartwarming to know that it basically, since the twins met the Warrior of Light, every time they send any letters home, they mention them, and like what a big inspiration. It almost felt like I've always looked, because like Alphino especially has been like your mentor from like the beginning, kind of.
Yeah.
And this almost felt like you were put in almost like a babysitter guardian role, where she's like, please take care of my children. I feel better knowing you're around, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk of Alphino's size, and like, which is very interesting. It happened at the end of the patches and the beginning of the expansion. Like lots of people like, wow, you've not grown at all, or like lots of stuff about his size. Lots of talk about how Urianger wasn't, didn't grow until he was 23 or something, and lots of talk about clothings and things. And I feel like at some point Alphino's gonna get big. But I don't know.
Growth spurt.
I feel like there's gonna be like a tall Alphino at some point. All that to say, when we talked to the mom, she was like, I know your dad sucks now, but he didn't always suck. She doesn't say it like that, but she kind of reminds them he started doing the work he did with like the forum and everything for different reasons, and it makes sense because their whole priority seems to be backwards.
Something shifted. Something
shifted at some point, and I don't fully know why, and obviously like we're trying to figure that out. But what is interesting is early on when we first, I don't even know when it was way before Endwalker, at some point the like Charlian philosophy of like history is not you don't live it, you read it or something. I forget exactly the wording of it, but it's you don't participate in history, you
just watch it unfold,
you read about it. And to me I was like, that seems off. And now it makes sense because I've been able to go through and sort of figure out that is their role. It's like the nature documentary filmmakers that watch little like sea turtles go, and they're like, "Oh, we can't push the turtle into the waves.
Can't touch them."
And it makes sense that was backwards. And at some point, somebody did say something along the lines of, "We originally were collecting knowledge to benefit society, but now like it's been flipped, and society like almost exists just so we can keep gathering knowledge." And yeah, so it's a little bit backwards. Obviously, his priorities have gotten like he's misguided, I guess. I don't think he's evil. I think he's misguided.
Yeah.
I have other things to say, but yeah.
We'll hold those thoughts.
Okay.
Undecided Toy Store says, has Tom changed his opinion now that he's talked to Heidelin?
Oh, yeah.
So now that you've, like, she is of herself, it seems.
Who was it? I think it was...
It was when we were on the boat.
No, I know. We've talked to her a couple times, but it was someone... Oh, I can't remember who it was. Stola, it must have been. Who else could see her?
Kryle.
No, was it? Oh, yeah, it was Kryle. It was Kryle. Yeah, Kryle's like, yeah, she was a little, more scarce on the details than I would have appreciated. But I was like, thank you. Okay, it's not just me. But I understand. At least it's clear. I guess it's like she's not this infallible God spirit. She's also like on her own struggle bus.
Yeah.
And I would say she's doing the best she can. I feel like she could do a little better. But I feel like she's doing the best at least she thinks she can.
See, so in Stormblood I resonated with Lise.
Okay.
In Endwalker I felt with Hayden a lot. I was like, you're supposed to be this like infallible, you've got everything together. Yeah. She's like, I'm doing the best with what I got, man.
I mean, that is interesting because it's like,
yeah, you are like the god, you know?
What do you mean? It's like finding out, like when you reach the age where you're older than your parents were when they had you, and you're like, I don't know anything about anything. And I looked up to these people as like the all-knowing masters, and they're like younger than me. Are you kidding? Like right now, like I'm gonna listen to like a 30-year-old about something. Are you kidding? Sorry. But it's that feeling of like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
They didn't have all the answers.
Yeah. Kryle's getting possessed. Yeah.
That's what it was. She was getting possessed, yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah, because she was being like spoken through, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was doing like what Reen had done, kind of, with Minfilia.
Word of the mother or whatever it was.
Isn't that the nutritional yeast thing or something?
No,
Word to your mother?
You're talking about apple cider vinegar.
Oh, with the mother?
Of the mother. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway. That's Earth
There's got to
talk.
be someone in the chat who knows what we're talking about.
Oh my god. Okay. So Garlemald.
Yes.
What do you think?
I mean, right now, like I am barely venturing outside Camp Broken Glass, and I have found, I forget her name, but she's the girl in the green dress. You have to kind of like
Follow. You got to do
and then you're sort of figuring out her little camp, and that's it. So right now, it's all just destroyed and cold and barren, and that's it. So that, and I have filled in, this tiny corner of the whole map. So
yeah.
I literally think I got there yesterday or the day before. So
okay, let's back up. Endwalker, the start, everyone's on the first.
Yeah.
You've got like the full Scion team. And then you get to Charlene.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Charlene?
Charlene's awesome. It's very cool. It's very cool to see all the different styles from like other maps that have been impacted by it. It's all like, it's very cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. The lower one, whatever that's called, the one that's underground, but doesn't look like it's underground.
Labyrinthos?
Yes.
You have thoughts about it?
I can't fly yet. Let's just say that.
Oh, God.
Everything is very close together, except
that
not.
Map,
yeah.
Literally, that is, to me, the most frustrating map in all of Final Fantasy XIV.
Not just the map, but the things you have to do on that map while you can't fly.
It was the only time I fell asleep playing this.
Yeah. So that's the other thing I have thought. My initial Endwalker thing was like, oh man, it's Endwalker. It's Heather's favorite. Everybody's bringing up this. And I'm like, this is like so rough.
What made it rough?
So I was thinking about this a lot this morning, actually. And I know it doesn't really apply probably to anyone who's watching this, hopefully, because, I'm not spoiling anything because I think everyone who's watching this is further ahead than me. Early on in Endwalker, it's much like Shadowbringers. You're given the choice of you have to do these 2 missions and you choose which one you do first.
Yeah, like in Shadowbringers,
do you do Alphino, do you have Alizé? In Shadowbringers, they were both awesome stories. And like, you might prefer one or the other.
So what were they?
In Shadowbringers?
Oh, no, I thought you meant Endwalker.
Well, in Shadowbringers, it was you help Alphino sneak into Yulmore.
Right.
You meet the Chais, all that kind of stuff. You deal with the merchant, and then you deal with Alizé, figuring out the tempered and all that. So
right.
I liked the intrigue of Alphino's story, but Alizé's had like the, not human, because not human, but the individual impact of everything. It was like, there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of interest. It built the world really well. This one, they took the big group of Scions and split them in 2.
Okay.
And so you had one group that had like Estinian, Urianger, Thancred, and a few others. And then you had like the twins and Graha and Stola in another group. I love Graha now. So I was like, I'm saving that one for last. I'm going to do the other one first.
Yeah.
And the other one was so awesome. Because you go, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but the elephant woman, for lack of a better term.
Madna?
Something like that. She's great. There's just a lot of names.
Something.
Yeah, it's not Nidhogg and it's not Nadaha or something. Madonna. I don't know what it is.
Okay. She the one who's like in charge of the research, right?
Yes.
Nidhana. There you go.
Okay, so it is kind of like Nidhogg. Nidhana. Yes, she's great. You meet her. You meet the stuff they're doing. Or they're taking the scales and they're figuring out ways to resist the tower's effect on people. So you can go in without being tempered. You also find, I can't remember his name. I mean, I remember it's like VR or whatever, the dragon.
Oh, shoot.
It's very hard to pronounce.
It's not Vidofnir, because that's the one from Heaven's Ward.
You meet VR. We'll just call him VR.
Vritra. No.
Vritra, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is so cool, because that whole thing of like there's a little kid and you go in to meet like forget his name, but the guy who's in charge of everything, which instantly I was like, that guy's definitely not in charge. I'm pretty sure this kid is in charge. No, you meet like an adult who is in the position of like the authority.
Steward or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, no, and I thought the little kid was in charge, and I was half right, because the dragon was in charge, but the dragon is using the kid as a vessel, little kid bot kind of thing.
Yeah. Little drone.
And then you go into the tower with Nidana, and she becomes of the tower because she gets taken. And then you meet Fandaniel in there, and he gives you this whole backstory on how he.
Oh yeah, Fandaniel. We gotta talk about that guy.
Yeah, you were taking a nap when I got to this cutscene, but he does a whole exposition on like him being approached by Emmett to take the seat of Fandaniel, but he never really fully like accepted or merged with like the memories of the previous one, and he was never
not a good fit.
It was never a good fit for that position, and always sort of like had his issues there. Like the whole thing is just like every quest. Well, even honestly, there's a quest where you just have to help a shy guy sell fish.
Oh yeah, you loved it.
Well, because it was the character of like. I loved it. Like he's one of the big like elephant people, but he's like super timid, and he's just like you have to help him sell fit. It all ties together. It was like
you got ether sickness.
You had to deal with the ether sickness, then you had to deal with Estinian getting like ripped off by all the merchants because like he didn't know better. Plus, they were so desperate for any sort of trade. It was just like. That was the one I did to get like out of the way, kind of, and it was like so good.
Yeah, you loved it. I could tell
so
that you
much
love
happened
it
all the
because
time.
you always poke me and you're like, oh my god, isn't this funny? Look at what's happening here. Like you talk about it while you're playing.
And then I was like, cool. Now I'm gonna go with the twins. I'm gonna go with Graha. We're gonna do something awesome. And you can tell that. Well, I can't say you can tell. I'd be willing to wager that these separate quest lines were definitely written by different teams. And so the thing I would say is, if you know someone who's going into the beginning of Endwalker and they're like, which one do I do first? Have them do this one first. Have them do the twins one first. And then it will all build up into like this awesome thing. But doing this and then jumping back to that where like, okay, definitely some critical feedback here. I think there's at least 5 quest lines that are all like, go talk to 3 people, go pick up 5 things. Go like it's just go to locations on the map and click a button.
I know, and it's a labyrinthos, and it's so frustrating to walk around.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of them are like, go all the way down to like the agriculture area. Oh, but then go back up to the thing.
Yeah,
and then
I remember going through the caves and everything. Yeah.
And when you don't know too how it's connected, you're figuring out the caves and how it all works. And you're just like, oh my god, like. I had to like rage quit a couple times of like I can't do another
jumping off.
I've tried all the things
because like how there's like levels.
Yes, you can't jump. I almost asked you like, can you fly me with like a 2-seater mount or something and just like be my Uber around this because I like can't do this. And basically like the plot of what's happening is you're all trying to figure out what the forum with the twins' dad is doing.
Yeah,
and why they're being weird, why they're being secretive. Because he disowned them and then was like, oh, it was almost like this whole final days thing, you're crazy. But it seemed like he knew more than he was letting on. And it's like, it was a weird response. So we're trying to do a little investigation. So that's why I have to go like click the buttons at all the places, basically. And then you do that, you go back, you got a little info. You do that, you go back a little. It was just like, and then Graha goes off on his own for most of it. So he's like not even there, the guy which is important later on because that's leads to a big plot thing, but like
right, but yeah, because he was up to something.
He's like literally the guy I went on the quest to be around is not even there. But I do think it's during that you meet the twins' mom, so that's a huge bright spot.
Yeah,
because that's like just character building, world building, seeing their giant rich like mansion estate that they live in.
Servants. There was like a kid servant too, and I was like, this is weird. That's weird. I mean, I don't know, whatever. She seems nice, but
it's like their own Miss Wong.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting. And then, so ultimately, that ends up with Graha gets in trouble because he goes into a restricted section of like the library and looks up and gets in trouble for that. And that brings everybody to like the forum where they're now being judged, and it's almost like a trial. Once you get to that point, everything becomes interesting and like it's all good. And then after that, the 2 groups come back together and you start coming up with plans. And then it starts like firing
ramping up.
But oh my god, like getting to that point, it took me days because I just like couldn't do it. And after doing the other thing that was like every quest is like something amazing. It was like, are you kidding?
Yeah, I know. You were like, oh my god, I have to go back over
And
there.
like a lot of those are like not voiced. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, I go through the caves again. Luckily, because we had Road to 90, my black mage is over leveled for this, and so I can use that when I'm traversing the map and none of the things will attack me. Because if it was also doing that and you have to fight every monster you encounter,
Peace.
I might be like, I'm out.
I mean, we could have partied up,
but that's also why I say though, if I had flipped those and like starting a new expansion and then it starts with these really small quests that just build, I think I would have had a totally different experience. I feel like I did them backwards. Anyway, woo.
Who's Matsia?
That's the shy guy.
Oh, the fish.
I sold 2 out of 3 fish.
Fish. Mark in the house. Mordek's in the house. 8-bit in the house. Hello, Vitra.
Yeah, Ritra. Every time they said it, I was like, remember how to say this for the streams. Oh,
and I
forgot.
You're adorable. Can you tell about your marketing tactics on selling the fish?
I only sold 2 out of 3 because it's like you have to. I forget what the deal was. You can't just like directly. It's almost like there was a thing in Shadowbringers where Chai News, you had to like convince him to be the mayor, but you couldn't like falsely pump him up. You had to like navigate. It's almost like that. Like you can't just be like, I got fish for sale. Do you want them? You have to like get to know the person. What are your needs? Oh, here's how a fish can solve that problem.
What are your needs?
Yeah, so you must needs this fish. And I only sold 2 out of 3. But yeah, it was that was fun.
Tom got to Radzahan. Quite a different vibe. You haven't actually gone in though. Like you went into.
I am.
Did you?
Yeah, I told you, but I don't know. You're. I mean, I haven't like. I feel like I haven't.
Like with the markets and everything, like it's like the second.
I must be on the outskirts or something.
Yeah, because I remember I was like, am I in or am I not in?
I must be in that.
Like, you don't have the big aetherite yet?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think it's not working.
Okay, so you are there then.
Yeah, the aetherite is like.
I missed it.
I could be wrong. That was
my favorite city for.
There's one aetherite where they're like, there's an emergency happening, so the aetherite is down right now. But I think that's the Labyrinthos one. That's why the map is terrible.
Let's see. I hate that too. I was so lost as well. Forgot how bad Labyrinthos was. Yeah, because we fly and it's not bad. You know,
that's what I keep thinking. If I could fly,
it's a circle. It's the same distance to get anywhere, right?
Yeah, but everything's very close together.
No,
but when
you have to go around the perimeter, geez.
Yeah,
not fun.
I think I've had to do that. I mean, everyone here has had to do it also. So far, probably at least like 20 plus times of like through the cave. I'm just like, I can't. Freaking Shaggle's over there. Needs me to chase him so we can get some.
Tom, now that you know more about the twins and how they were raised, who's your favorite and why is it Alize?
It does give me a lot of respect for Alize that for both of them, like they do have different approaches, but Alize definitely, if anything, she almost resents her upbringing more than she needs to, but she doesn't want to rely on that as her way of like being herself or making a name, not making a name for herself. That sounds egotistical. Like she doesn't want her success as an individual to be because of that.
Yeah.
Which is also why
a levy or
when their father disowned them, it's like, okay, like we have the scions. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Fine. Like you have no power here. Yeah. And then the mom is just kind of like, oh, you're not really disowned. Don't worry. Like,
yeah.
But you should probably leave before he comes back.
Let's see. Labyrinthos without flight. So frustrating. He's inside Rads already, but the main aetherite can't be accessed to the story. You'll unlock it later. Yeah, they restrict the aetherite for a while. That's where you meet Vitra. Yeah. Yeah, that was like my home.
That's what you said. It's like maybe your second favorite city. One of them.
Yeah, it's like between that and Old Charlene. I just love the music in both those cities.
Yeah.
The freaking remix of the whatever the Endwalker song is in Radzahan. Oh my god, I love it. I remember just like I would just turn on the PlayStation and just be like, yes, it's so good. Okay. I feel like there was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Emmett being the narrator.
You want to talk about that?
It's great. I love it.
You're like,
is that who's that? Who's that voice?
Yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, there's more to talk about, but
yeah.
I don't want to.
So Fandaniel and Xenos.
Right, that's a weird relationship. It's what I don't get with that, because Fandaniel's like laying all the groundwork, and we even end up destroying one of his towers, which he's like, oh, it's a setback, and like, boy, it'd be really bad if they suddenly just decided to storm the Capitol.
I haven't been following your MSQ progress as closely as before. These towers that Fandaniel, he is of the Telophoroi.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
I believe so.
Okay, and their whole thing is to resurrect these towers, which basically drains everything, the land, everyone around it, of ether to recreate the final days that destroyed the ancient people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so Xenos is just like, whatever.
Well, Xenos is like, his main thing is he just wants to fight the Warrior of Light again. And so this is where I'm like a little confused, because Xenos' motivation is so small. Like,
right. Like, why?
It's so selfish and whatever. It's just that. And Fandaniel's like, okay, I'm trying to create like this hunting ground for you because you want to hunt and you want to. It's like the T-Rex thing. The T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. She wants to hunt. But I can't help but feel that like Fandaniel is using Xenos. Xenos feels like he would be too smart not to catch on to that, but it really seems like he's so single-minded in such a weird small goal. And
right, because you're just like one person.
Fandaniel's like destroying the world, and he's like, I just want to fight that guy again. Like, okay, like you can just do that. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, you don't
like,
have
we
to, like,
can arrange this. Like, we can do what like Logan Paul does. We do a pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a Gil-per-view. Like, we got this.
Stupid. Oh my goodness. Seeing the mansion and the help Alfie and Alizia are the 1%.
Oh yeah.
Geekanoids. Hi, just stopping by to say thanks for the amazing videos. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Let's see, Kane. I wonder who that narrator is.
I know it hasn't been confirmed, but I mean and it makes sense. I was wondering like, why would it be Emmett? Which, I mean, I'm not 100% confirmed, but like basically. But it does make sense with Fandaniel's backstory, Emmett playing a huge role in that. Because it's always like, it's almost like someone from the previous big plot point who's the narrator in the next one is kind of what it seems like.
Like Ardbert.
Yeah, or even, what's his name? Lord Fauntleroy.
Who? Lord Edmond?
Yes.
Who did you just...
Little.
Wow, that was a chuckle.
What's interesting though is the way Emmett is describing the things, because when we knew him, he had such contempt for everything that wasn't like the source. I guess the source, but not even the source, but everything unified, like the rejoining. And now, though, every time you go to a new map, he's like, wow, and then there were people who built this, and there was a very industrious person who did this, and a great scientist, and you're
he's like describing it fondly.
Yeah, it's like you actually like admire and appreciate that. It's very interesting.
Yeah, he takes like a sense of pride in himself. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm not sure why he's doing that.
Tin is the narrator.
We do a great job.
He just missed his best friend. Thoughts on the final days plot by Fandaniel? Fan of him?
Every time he's on screen, I do have to. Every time he does something,
you just
in
have
my
to
head,
enjoy it, right?
I just go, "Damn, Daniel." I do like him because he has the goofy, like Joker-y, like the things not the things I liked about Emmett, because I like Emmett more, but a lot of the things I did like about Emmett, I like about Fandaniel, which is just like, I don't know what your deal is, and you're insane. Yeah, so I'm glad it wasn't Wiener Kid, like actually brought back like Xenos.
Yeah, like Asahi.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not actually him, because he I like Fandaniel way more than him, just as a character. And what was the rest of the question on the final days? Yeah, that is insane. But obviously, it needs to be like massive stakes because we're at the end.
Yeah,
walking
the end. By the way, if you can't say Chalafaroy Tower, just said 5G Tower. Damn, Fandaniel, back at it again with the white coat. Damn. What is? Well, let me ask you this. So, what is your understanding of the seats right now, the convocation? So you got backstory on the
there hasn't really been
Fandaniel.
any more exposition other than Fandaniel. I thought Fandaniel wasn't of the convocation. I thought like they were all gone, and
he said he was like a lesser Ascian.
That's what I thought. Maybe that's how he viewed himself. I don't know.
Right.
Or his background before he was on the seat was something different. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, that's the only thing that's been revealed so far, and that's it.
Okay. So. Let's see. So, after the two stories, after you split off to do the two stories, everything ramps up. How so?
I don't remember what it is. It might be during the one awesome quest line, or it might be after everyone gets together. But you do take down one of the towers.
Okay.
And it turns out like the shells work, and you get the elephant woman back from the wall that she's stuck in.
The dragon scales.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of the plan there. So basically you can assemble like these armies that are immune to being tempered.
From the towers, yeah.
And that works. And then you get everybody together. You go to Alamigo and or the Alamigan Quarter, and you get everyone together. Like not everyone, but almost everyone together.
Yeah. I mean, from every expansion.
Yeah. There's like a few people missing, but yeah, and you're all going to go to Garlemald, and basically that's kind of what it is. Like, we know how to take down the towers. We're just going straight to the capital, but now you're trying to figure out like what the heck's happened at the capital. But there's a very awesome solo duty in between that I actually really enjoyed.
Okay, let's talk about that. Before that, I have to say one of my favorite characters in Endwalker was Maxima.
Oh yeah, he's wonderful. I've loved him since Shadowbringers when he showed up. Maybe the end of Stormblood.
I was definitely sus when we first met him because it's like, you're Garly and I don't know, you guys all have agendas and stuff, but he's so normal. He doesn't have this like crazy, because even Sid is like brilliant, exceptionally so. Where it's like, what is up with the Garleans? They all have like a thing, Maxima's just he's just like a normal citizen.
Yeah,
trying to do what he can to help his people.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And also, sorry, I forgot. Once everyone is rejoined, we have what has so far been my favorite cutscene of the entire game.
Oh, I forgot. That's what I meant to ask you. That's what I asked you. Okay, so what's your favorite cutscene?
Burgers and pizza.
We had to go get pizza after.
Burgers. We got burgers.
Oh.
We also had a lot of pizza.
I know. We had both burgers and pizza.
Not the same day. We're not crazy.
I love how you just specified that to everybody. Obviously not the same day. But for the record. What was...
But it was funny because I told you I didn't know that scene was coming, but it was a thing where they're like, okay, well, we got a little bit of time. You should go get some rest.
And you were like, someone's going to visit.
In Shadowbringers, every time they're like, you need to go to your inn room. Never before in the game have they said, like, go to the inn room.
Yeah.
And they make you go every time, repeatedly, and every time you go, Ardbert shows up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I guess he's still in there somewhere, maybe. Like, are we going to get an Ardbert visit here? That's what I was expecting. And then everyone just shows up with DoorDash, and like everybody just shows up, and it's just everyone. I was like, okay, someone's obviously gonna have to die after this because it's too happy. It's way too happy, but it is definitely my favorite cutscene in the game. It's just because it's like, everyone.
It's slice of life.
It's slice of life.
Yeah.
They get to just have a moment to breathe and be normal.
Everyone's just like hanging out. There's banter.
It's all the small. It's the small
enjoying
details.
Each other's company. Yeah.
Picking pickles off of burgers and stuff. It's like
yeah.
Watching. I know you liked it, and I watched it too. The TV show 24.
Oh yeah.
Where every episode is an hour in the day. Jack. It's a really exciting show. It's great, but if you think about it too much, you're like, okay. No sleeping, no eating, no bathroom, no human stuff. It's just like crazy action intensity, 24 hours solid. And I like this because it's like everyone does actually have relationships with each other.
Yeah.
Everyone does still have preferences. Like, I don't want pickles on my burger. Everyone does enjoy, like, let's just have a really good meal. Let's just hang out.
Yeah.
It's just a whole basket of sandwiches, like, jeez. And they work so hard they can eat it all guilt-free. It's so nice. They can just have as much as they want. That's the best cutscene ever. And then it goes straight from that to Xenos. You're like, dude, you need friends and burgers because your world is so sad.
Burgers and beer. You need some burgers and beer, man. Okay, let's catch up with the comments. He is part of the convocation but got sundered. Oh, that's what it is. 11 of the 14 got sundered.
What is sundered? From down under?
Sundered is like...
Do I not know this yet?
No, we should know this, but now I'm questioning myself. Sundered is when they got split. You know, the world got sundered.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know... Wait, do we know who the people... Emmett was not sundered. He was unsundered.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to stop talking because I don't want to like accidentally spoil something. By the way, fun fact, if you do all the job quests for many jobs up to 70, they're all gathered there. Oh. Yes. Everyone in the the Alamegan quarter.
Yeah.
Those are all your job quest people, yeah.
Because I have started a lot of them and I recognize...
Oh, so if you did all of them, they'd all be there. How awesome. Yeah. You saw your Cocoa Bussy person?
I saw the Thaumaturge Guild, but I started like White Mage so that the kid with the bangs is there. Yeah, no, it was very cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Zernabog. Maxima is the Mr. Spock of the Garlean people. What's wrong having burgers and pizza?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's my heart that, yeah.
Yes, the burger and pizza scene is so good.
Yeah.
Though there was no pizza.
No, there is.
Oh, there is.
There's burgers, pizzas, and big sandwiches, and then cookies and pastries.
Those burgers were huge. Yeah, they were like
Alize
the whole
takes.
Plate.
Yeah, it's same with the cookies, and then Alize takes Graha's cookie, and he's like mad because he's like.
You really remember what was on that?
Such a good. Oh yes, I want to be.
And Alfredo was just sipping like coffee.
Yeah, he's taking his tea. Yeah. I think he had a sandwich or something.
That cutscene came out post-COVID and made me tear up. Made me teary. Sundered means your soul got split.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, like our soul got split, the Warrior of Light. Yeah.
Yeah. Sundered means your banter is so entertaining. You lose all the memories of the past.
Right.
You lose all the memories of the past.
If you're sundered?
Really? Well, then how does Fandaniel know? I'm confused. I'm gonna stop because I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to like spoil anything. I really enjoy these MSQ discussions. That kid needs a haircut. I keep wanting to brush the hair.
I know. I just want to take scissors and
just walk on scene. Like, hold on one second, okay? Yeah. Let me just take.
Let me heal your blindness here, real quick, Mr. White Mage. Snip, snip, snip. Okay.
No need to snip. It's okay. We could just take some clips and ding,
sure.
Ding. There you go. That's all.
Give him the Asahi cut.
Because literally, as someone who, didn't we all have bangs as kids? It's
I don't
so
have the kind of hair
that
does bangs.
Oh yeah, you had a fro.
Yeah, mine goes out, not down.
We need the throwback afro photo.
Throwback.
Yeah. Yeah, made me tear up. I cry. I just cry, baby. Crystals on the floor and Amaro. Yes. What about them?
Yes. Oh, those are the not job stones. the every
stones.
Yeah, you like find them and then you meet your
Oh,
old
and then you get
H.
the memories.
Yeah.
In the stone. Isn't that what it is? Like because that's when Fandaniel he got the stone, was not vibing with the memories, and that's why he never really it wasn't a good fit. Seems.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen that exact thing. I can't remember.
Okay. Let me see. So talk about the solo duty.
Yes. So,
you just did this yesterday.
I think it was the day before yesterday, but a thing you were talking to me about last night was we were doing roulettes and we did an early like ARR something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know, the chaotic one.
World of Darkness.
Yeah.
That was last night, yeah.
Yeah. And it's totally chaotic, and I guess like if you're into
right.
just the like figuring out the
It's
chaos of a thing.
It's like the second battle or something in the World of Darkness raid. There's the eye, and then there's the floor that splits from, light to dark, and then there's like doom that gets casted on you, and you have to go walk over here, and
It's a lot of
there's
chaos.
like a roulette like board that spins and stuff.
What you were saying is really nice is as the game has gone on, I've noticed this too. A lot of the battles, a lot of the things, I know like raids are maybe a little bit different, but it like not only do the mechanics change, but it does seem a little more relevant, and like it just seems better. And it's a really good example in that solo duty because you have to you're essentially like two things are happening. Thancred has to go in, sneak into like a Garlean base and blow up a bunch of Magitech supplies, and then also disarm. Well, I guess to blow up the Magitech supplies, he has to disarm, the shield, like not shields, but the barriers to get in so he can place the bombs. It has to be done covertly. You can't draw a bunch of attention. And then when he does that, there's basically then a huge caravan that can keep going. And then there's like multiple things happening to get to Garlemald. And so the duty starts, there's a big cutscene, and then like instantly, it was my first time where I was able to play as Bard, and I was like, all right, duty as Bard, here we go. I'm Thancred. Okay. And in the past, as they've like suddenly thrown you into another character, it's been like a little bit frustrating because you don't know what's happening, and then suddenly you're just like, I've never played this class before. I have 4 actions, and you're like trying like, what is like, I don't know how they're connected. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Thancred, like literally before you do the thing, they explain what needs to happen, and you can go to a guy and just like they will tell you.
Yeah, they give you like instructions.
Yeah, these are how the things work, and it's like, thank you. Just there's no need for me to go through that frustration. So then, because I didn't understand what happened. I instantly died.
Yeah, because you started the first 2
I
guards.
just attacked the first 2. You're not supposed to attack and kill very many guards. If you're supposed to like, you're supposed to go invisible and like subdue the guards, which then you end up blowing the whole place up. So I think they get really subdued after that. But I just started beating them up, and then immediately like it was over.
Duty failed. Yeah.
Yeah, so they explain that, which is really cool. And then you use Thancred's skills in a very specific way to accomplish that, which is really awesome. And then you're doing all those mechanics and dealing with all that stuff for a reason, so that you can then, there's the convoy that's going in, and then you do get to fight as yourself because it gets attacked by Garlean scouts that are like out searching, and so you're sort of at the back of the convoy, and you kind of keep moving your way up to each group throughout this duty until you get to the very front to secure it, because it's really fun. That was like so much fun, because also I got to be Bard, so I was like, I don't know, I probably would have had to redo it as Black Mage because of just timing, but Bard being able to be like fast and having like stuff like higher level stuff that I don't even get to use in the roulettes that we do. I was like, I don't even know what this does. What does this do?
You were having fun.
Yeah, and then it's like, Amanda Lane is there, and like everyone, I forget, like that pirate Sicard.
Yeah,
he's there, and he's like, "Oh, are you here because you think we can't defend ourselves?" Like he's kind of giving you crap. Like everyone's like, whatever, and then you get to Amanda Lane. He's like, "Oh, thank heaven! Don't worry, everyone. Like the actual hero's here. It's gonna be okay." It's like he's just not even hiding that like he is useless.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he's great. He seems very comfortable just as himself.
What I really liked about that Thancred solo duty was like, as someone who did not want to play any other classes, it was fun to play as Scions, but I didn't want to learn.
Yeah, that's how
other
I felt.
classes. Yeah, but this actually made sense because how many times has Thancred gone on recon missions, and specifically because he is like a rogue and undercover, and then it was like it actually, I don't know. You could feel the story in like, oh, this is what he does when he's on his recon missions because you're doing it now, right?
Yeah.
So you have to like subdue, you have to hide, you have to sneak, you have to wait for the dog to be facing the other way or whatever. Like that was so cool. It was just like I don't know. It was just
I had so much fun on that
yeah,
one.
it was
That
like a different part of the game we've never seen.
Yeah. And I love how they like that just shows a lot of I don't know, I feel like growth in the way that they
What did you think of Magna and Sadu?
wait.
Sadu was the one who like had to do like the door.
Oh yeah, that was
Magna, I forgot who ran by, and he was like, and then they just walked by.
wait. This is ringing a bell, but it's not.
It was a Serena, maybe. So it couldn't have been someone.
There's
Somebody,
this-
maybe it's Lucia. You know, because he really wants to find his like significant other.
Oh yeah. Because he's
I
like,
can't.
hey, and she just walks by. Yeah. Now I remember.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah,
That was awesome.
yeah. And Sadu was like,
It was one of the Stormblood people. Yeah.
yeah, she was like trying to cast her door.
Yeah.
Door.
That was
spell
like
or
the
whatever.
final thing to stop the attacks.
And I remember you were like, you had no problem casting this one. It was against me, and like. We like really need you to cast it.
Oh, throw wide that door.
Yeah. All right, let's see. They call Bang's Fringe here. Oh yeah, that's right, Fringe. This is Thancred. I still don't actually know what that's from. Do you know what that is?
There's a lot of people saying it.
Yeah, I don't. I know that's a meme, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it like where it's from. Do you know this?
No. Wow, how would I know this?
I don't know. Maybe you picked up on something that I missed.
I did not. I'm not aware of anything.
Well, everyone will explain. What does "this is Thancred" mean? Also, there you go. Does Tom know that this is Thancred meme in the community?
I
don't
don't
even know what it is. Yeah, it was Serena. Poor little son.
Little son, that's right.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He looks so.
That was great.
He's so sad. It's from the Endwalker solo duty. Does Tom playing as the Scions make you feel weak compared to when you play Adam?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when you're playing as them, you have like 3 or 4 actions. When you play as yourself, you have like 3 hot bars. So, like,
I have to say, when I played White Mage, I forgot who it was. Who was the White Mage? We were playing on stream.
yeah.
And I was like, move, I got this. I was like,
oh, yeah, I just gave
so-
up on that
yeah.
one. That was a Stormblood one, yeah.
I can't remember who you played, but that I did not feel weaker. Every single other one, I was like, I have no idea what any of these moves mean.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I think I have a single target and AoE and some kind of healing something. It's a Solid Snake reference when you do the Thancred solo duty recon. Oh, it's from that one?
What's Solid Snake?
I have no
I
idea.
need the iceberg of this meme.
The meme is for when Thancred tried to comms that's supposed to be as silent as possible, yet he had to call it out loud like, this is Thancred. Oh, he actually says this is Thancred.
I need to like look this up
Yeah.
now.
We need a Wikipedia this. Stola was a white mage.
That makes sense.
All right. Anything else that you wanted to? I feel like there was something else, but I can't remember. Well, so what do you think of Garlemald? It's sad to see it all like.
And nothing's happened yet, other than that it's sad. So the other thing that was interesting that we kind of like already passed a little bit, but going back to the forum with Dadfano, he was like wanting to figure out if they're going to expel us or if we would be able to even continue like the research that we were doing to figure out what's happening. And so they put it to a vote. And it was interesting because it was voted that we could not continue, but we weren't going to be expelled. We could stay in Charlian, but we just like can't touch, look at, don't do anything. Don't even look at it. But what was interesting though, and I don't know if this comes into play later, is it seems like the thing we uncovered that we think that they're doing is it's almost like how like all the billionaires have like safety shelters in like the core of mountains around the world or whatever. So something crazy, they go there. It's almost like they're so worried about the final days that they're making preparations to move like the knowledge to a safer space, like all their assets, all their resources. That's why like the gleaners are super busy and all this stuff.
That's what you think?
That's what it seems like. Like they're doing something to be like on the move or do something, and it seems like it's in an effort to preserve knowledge in the face of coming disaster. Which means that they know about the coming disaster, but they don't want to use the knowledge to stop it, which I think is what the Scions are upset about. Like, we can use this knowledge and do something about it, but they don't want to take an active stance. And so when they put it to the vote, it was a really close vote.
Yeah, it was like 2 off.
Yeah, it was like a 49%, 51% thing, which I thought was really interesting because it showed, I don't know if this will be a plot point later, but it showed at least in that moment that
obviously
like
everyone's
not on the same page. Yeah. And at least almost half the people there were actually on board with what we're trying to do, which means that you would think we actually have more allies within that city than it seems.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's
because the dad is the chair, right? Yeah. He's like in charge of the forum, right? Yeah. But he's so he's the chair, but like they still vote,
right? He can like put it to the vote or whatever, but they still vote, and obviously
and there was that one guy who like spoke up.
Another like elder somebody. Person,
yeah. I forgot who he knew.
Right, he knew Louisoix. The great Louisoix.
That's right. The grandfather. Yeah.
Yes. And that was interesting too, because that was where you could see from him to the dad, like something changed between them where their whole approach of like the purpose of knowledge flipped for some reason. And I don't think so far that it's
Do you have any
ill
theories?
Intent. Like why it changed?
Yeah.
I don't think it's evil. I think it's just like I really don't know. I like the only
because I think it's pretty obvious right now that like because Cryle and Nostrola, it's like obvious. She even said like I went through the archives and something changed in Sharlayan.
Oh yeah, it was when was it? It was she pointed to a specific time period.
Oh, they went into the ether flow or something like that.
Yes.
And they found, she was like, you found something, didn't you?
And then when we went to one of the other places.
We went somewhere and there was someone's name.
They revealed that there's like 2 kinds of ether. Or like there's like a changeable ether and a non-changeable ether or something like that.
It was Nidana. Okay, so this scene I watched. There's ether. There's something else because you have those flowers that are affected by like emotion.
I think they describe ether as like the force. It like lives through all living things, ties us, binds us, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it can be like taken, moved, flowed, manipulated, and the other one can't.
Yeah. Right. There's no it cannot be created nor destroyed kind of thing.
Yeah. You can't control it. It's just always there.
But it seems like because the flower keeps changing color
based on emotion. It's like a mood ring, And so that's why at the burger dinner, the flower was in the corner glowing bright yellow, like someone's happy.
Happy vibes. Yeah. Let's see. Have you seen Paradise? Have we?
I don't think I have.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. It could mean so many things that I don't know. I don't think I've been to like a town called Paradise.
I don't think there is a town called Paradise.
Well, there you go.
Is Old Sharlayan the best city, state, and game for you now, Tom? It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. I don't think it's my favorite, though. It is really pretty. I'm a little confused that like some of the sidewalks and roads are just kind of like paths. Like it's not clean.
That's your complaint.
It's a little weird. Like, okay,
that is literally that's your complaint.
Let's look at what my friend Graha did.
So, what do you think of Ishgard and the Broom?
I mean, that's medieval dirty. Like,
but why the?
So, Graha took a lot of influence from Sharlayan to the Crystal Tower, or the Crystarium, I should say. And he just did a fabulous job. And I feel like, like you paved your sidewalks and you manicured your landscapes and you did It's weird to me that like the downtown is beautiful and there's all this stuff, and then like you go to like the amazing library over here and it's just sort of like a broken path through like the grass. I don't know.
You know, it really
the roads don't all look like roads. It's weird a little bit.
Someone over here wants to write to the city to get them to freaking pave the streets or whatever.
I keep literally telling myself like, well, they're appreciating the natural beauty and it's the harmony of the, you know, man-made versus nature-made, all the things.
Akasha, that's what it's called. Akasha was the they haven't been able to do research because there's no practical use for it. So it's just theories right now. But Yastrola was all about it.
That's when she noticed, but that's when they noticed things changed in terms of like philosophy and the approach.
No,
not then. What did they do? What was in the?
She said that she noticed that it was like there was some kind of event where they had to go into the ether stream, ether flow, and they found something. And I just remember the line where she was like, "You found something, didn't you?"
Yeah.
But they obviously didn't respond. They were like, "Yeah, here's what we found," or anything.
I don't know what they found.
Yeah, Paradise, California. Paradise, California. Don't we know what that is? That sounds familiar.
I mean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Paradise, California is like a real small.
Yeah.
Like not a
paradise.
It's an ironically named town.
It's a television show. You literally described the plot with something you said. Oh, have you seen It's a show. Do you know the show?
No.
Well, there you go. Tom is just a hater.
I guess.
So what is your favorite city then?
It's not like I don't like Charlie, and it's great. And once I'm able to fly around everything, it'll be nicer.
You never get to fly in Charlie.
Well, Labyrinthos. They're both kind of connected in my brain.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Crystarium always comes to mind just because it's like, that's a place I would actually want to spend time.
How funny. I never thought of the Crystarium that way. But now that I see why you would, though.
Yeah, like that's a place to hang out. There's like shops and restaurants, you know? Like
we
nice
have the
ones.
Last Stand with the burgers that you love so much came from.
Last Stand, yeah, because that's the only place that actually cares about flavor in Charlian. Everyone else just has Archon Loaf.
The anti-tower Charlian colony.
I don't know what my favorite thing would be. I like there's very few I don't like. The desert ones, because I'm from the desert, are like, okay.
Yeah.
Next.
Sand. Yeah.
But if you're someone who didn't live your whole life in the desert, you might not feel that way. Yeah.
But like in terms of city.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I like them all. Like they're all neat. Every time I go to one, I'm like, oh, this one has this. Oh, this one has this.
Yeah.
So they're all pretty cool.
Which is cool because they're all so different.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Crystarium has the coolest people. They love us there. Oh, Carolyn popping in a chat, but the video muted and my eyes only on the keyboard because I haven't started Endwalker. Oh, Carolyn, it'll be so fun to follow your journey. I hope you keep us updated, even though you can't hear what I'm saying. So predictions, theories, thoughts. What do you think is going to happen next? What do you hope is going to happen next?
So my fear is that some or a lot of people I care about are going to die.
They don't make
That's
it.
also in real life, but in the game, that's my fear too. It just feels like I thought Thancred, I forget, when did I think Thancred was going to die? Maybe in that solo duty before it was like the solo duty.
With Ranjit.
He was going off to do his own. No, well, that time. I always think he's going to die.
You think, yeah, he.
I don't know why I'm just like, he is just on
borrowed time.
Well, Stola, like maybe I misread something, but when she came back from the ether flow the first time and she was blind, she was like, it was like Matoya said something like, this isn't gonna, you can't do this forever or something like that. And I feel like she's like, but then they just sort of, it's like, it's fine.
She's just like blind, but you know.
But it doesn't seem like there's like how when we were absorbing the Light Wardens, it was like growing and becoming a thing that was going to be a problem.
You thought it was that kind of a situation.
I thought she was having that situation, like she was becoming destabilized or something. Yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Yeah, she's just blind.
Got her winter coats and all this stuff. And
yeah,
like, all right. Yeah. So that's my fear is like they're going to kill off some main characters that I care about. When we took down the tower, Fandaniel said, you know, he was like, it's definitely I forget what he said. You know, it messes up our plans a little bit. Really,
Yeah.
he said something like, really, the only bad thing would be if they were crazy enough to just like storm the Capitol. And then we're like, we're gonna go storm the Capitol, and that's what we're doing right now. Um, so, and right now we're trying to find untempered citizens to figure out what happened there, and to also try to help them.
Your MSQ this morning.
Oh, we got on the radio.
On the radio.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cute.
Yeah, because the girl with the green dress that we have to follow, she has like a group of people who are like surviving. And of course, it's a thing where she's like, we don't trust you, blah, blah, blah. So we have to prove it's, go help the people. And we're helping one person, and there's a radio playing on the table, and like literally the Warrior of Light's like,
what is
I'm like, we've seen so much, but this little like World War II radio is just, I know they didn't have World War II at Eorzea, but
I love it because that's what I even commented. It was like Garlemald is like Earth.
It's it is like 1940s Earth.
Yeah. Like we have radio waves, we figured that technology.
Yeah, and all they listen to is like the Garlean theme.
Yeah, like old timey.
It'd be like in Star Wars if you're just listening to like the Imperial March on a radio, but like a piano version or something.
But there was also something else on the radio.
But one of the people who was explaining the radio to us, he was like, "Yeah, with this whatever, we listen to stuff, but also Varys talks to us on the radio." I'm like, yeah, I knew he wouldn't really die. Like he faked his own death so that he could communicate or something, which is interesting. And I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't remember. I know we initially heard him get stabbed off screen when it was Estinian and Gaius
walked in, yeah.
And they ran in, but I feel like we saw him get stabbed again we feel like we saw Xenos kill him.
That was a big deal. It was like patricide.
It was a very big deal.
Yeah.
And then we were going to get blamed for it. So that's why we had to escape.
Yeah.
Or I guess.
Which, by the way.
Made that cool move.
Oh, are you kidding me? I mean, I think about that once a day.
What is it?
It was a Gaius and Estinian doing a combo tech.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So freaking awesome.
It really seemed like Varys was actually dead there, though. Maybe somehow not. This is. Sorry, I'm having a whole tinfoil conspiracy theory. What if, this would be crazy because Xenos is insane, but what if he and Xenos conspired to fake Varys' death? That's the only way you could do it because Xenos like killed him, but if Xenos wasn't actually
if they were
killing
in
him,
on it.
Yeah. So that way they can do something to go against Fandaniel.
Oh.
Which is why, this is just a thought I'm having, which is why Xenos doesn't really seem to care at all about what Fandaniel's doing, because he's like, it's just
irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. Like we've got you. Like you don't even realize you're in the trap right now. So I'm going to focus on this other thing. So instead of having a very small focus, Xenos could actually have the biggest focus because he's playing like the bigger game, maybe.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the case because Xenos also just seems very small-minded. Like he just might not be capable of that. He just wants to like hunt and kill.
The scene with all the swords and weapons was really cool.
Yeah, where he's trying to find like the right one.
Yeah, I was like,
and that's how they introduced the whatever
Reaper.
the new. Yeah,
yeah,
that was really cool.
She's using LASIK now. Let's see. I figured that she was using extra ether to give herself a form of eyesight, so it's technically shortening her lifespan, but she doesn't care. Girl's got to see. Yeah, that was my understanding.
Okay, that's what I kind of thought.
She's like,
But Z9 said that was a mistranslation. Maybe it was like it didn't mean.
Oh.
Maybe it was like a mistranslation to mean that she was.
Yeah, because you've been like.
I've been waiting since she came back.
That.
I was like,
yeah.
Now her death scene. And now her death scene. And it never happens. Meanwhile, everyone else has died like in different ways, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions I had. Did you have anything else? I'm trying to see if there was anything that we missed.
I'm sure there is, but yeah, I got the bee's knees from the gold saucer.
Jealous. I did not care about this dance, and then you just kept pointing it out, and now I want it so bad.
Yeah, it is best when a Lalafell does it, but
every time Jiro, if you're listening,
yeah, every time you do bee's knees, it's the best.
he just he comments about it every time.
It's just it's so perfect because it also doesn't take up very much space. It's not like I love the Manderville Mambo, like that's my favorite
but
overall
you spin,
dance.
You like
if you're trying to do it when someone's G posing and then you're taking away like the whole thing. But so I haven't done like the relic weapons. I haven't done crazy thing. That was really my first grindy thing that I've done in the game is trying to get the 80,000 points to get the bee's knees.
And you know how he did a huge chunk of that? Mog tomes.
Oh, that is how I did a huge chunk of it. Yeah.
I was like, you know what? You spend your money how you want to spend your money.
Money, zero regrets on that. Yeah, we did Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High.
Ooh, that was fun.
That was really fun.
That was fun.
And so we ended up with a bunch of Mog tomes, and I cashed a bunch in just for some Dave & Buster's gift cards to go over there. Godbert and Buster's.
Yes! Bee's Knees Flash Mob! Let's go! Oh my gosh. So is Tom just at the beginning of the Garmwald section? Has he met the people? Can't remember when that happens.
Barely meeting the people.
Yeah. We got the radio.
Yeah, I learned about the radio. I had to follow a girl in a green dress, and I messed up, so I had to do it again.
So, like, here in Garlemald, what are you supposed to be doing?
Right now, we're trying to essentially figure out what happened.
Okay. Yes, because both Lucia and Maxima are like, what? Because they're from there.
Yeah.
And they're like,
this we're place in, like, used to be... which I remember, I think previously there have been cutscenes, right? Like there have been several in there where it's like it looks like a
bustling city,
and now it's bombed out nothing.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what happened and trying to figure out who's still around and how to help them. It seems like we're trying to differentiate between like Garlean citizens, people like Maxima who are just like, I'm born here and I'm trying to do my best, but I'm also not evil, and then the tempered, and then the people like the Telafari who are organizing the chaos.
Yeah. I don't think my Lala has bee's knees. See, there you go. Now we're all gonna get it. I have to go get it. I just unlocked Fashion Report.
She got 10,000 points off mini Cactpot last night.
Yo, I should have taken a screenshot.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, yeah, if you get any row that adds up to 6, go for it. And like, I've never gotten close, and
I have really good beginner's luck.
Yeah, I know. I saw the maps thing.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Go with it.
Yeah, but then that's it, though. I will lose every Cactpot thing from now.
I mean, you can't lose. Like, I think, worst case, you get 15 or something.
Yeah. Freddie, hey, man, we haven't done a couple sale in a while. We've had quite a few people drop over here. We should do one soon.
Gma's there too, needs bee's knees.
Gma! Yeah. So, I will re-ask you this. What's been your favorite part about the game in general? You were, I call it the final expansion. Obviously it isn't, but you're at the final expansion of the first arc. Like, do you understand why I liked it so much?
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot, like,
because I feel like, from what I know of you, you've never, consumed media in this way, like where it's like, I mean, even I haven't. I play a lot of video games, but it's this never-ending, multi-season video game.
I mean, that's great because it's like a book series that, I found The Expanse and there's 9 books in the series, and like, yes, like it's that kind of feeling.
But it's interactive and you can live in the world, be of the world.
I mean, that's what's great is like being able to like soak in the world, which it's like all the stuff I wanted to do as a kid playing video games, right? Or doing other video games. Like now you can actually do it.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. And there's so much like, I will say I have done every side quest in Charlian and Labyrinthos because I was trying to level up Bard. So that's also why I had to go around the map.
Roulettes. I mean, now he does. But
well, you were busy. I like doing them with you.
Aww. We have a whole community of people that'll show up right away.
I know, but what is cool is like even getting to the end, knowing like, oh, I go back to every map. And there's cool things to find and cool things to do and more of the story to figure out.
That is
there's
not
other
the case
jobs
in
to
many
unlock.
other video games.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the game is dead just because you're like caught up.
Yeah.
Or I don't think it will. And And the other thing that's been really fun is like, it is kind of cool. Like way back in Realm Reborn, you're like, I think you're really gonna love Alphino, and like I was like,
I mean, everyone felt that same way back then too.
right. I mean, but if you didn't know any better because you're playing when it's released, you wouldn't expect like I'm supposed to like this guy. It's just a character, right?
Well, so I just got a comment earlier today on one of my older videos, and they explained how at the time everyone hated Alphino because that's all you had of him.
Yeah.
And it was like before they had really trimmed down the ARR patches, so it was so much worse. Because I've heard people say how there was a lot of Alphino hate, but it's virtually gone now. He's obviously redeemed himself in many, many ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, when that's all you had.
Well, see, I'm glad he said, because that's how I felt with like the Warriors of Darkness and Ardbert
Right.
and stuff, where everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Like, and it's like, keep in mind, I don't know what you know. All I know is this version of him, and they are the living worst. Like, they're not making good impressions.
Yeah.
And that's all you know about them. So it's been fun though, even for things like that, for Ardbert to like discover why people do love the characters and why like that has been great.
Yeah, why people love Shadowbringers, why
Yeah. That's been cool. And I've been fortunate there haven't been like spoilers. Even like going into Endwalker, no idea what going into any of the expansions, I don't know what they are about. And that's been great. Other than I just know like, people are very excited like, "Oh, you're in Shadowbringers." You're, like every time I get to one, people are excited for that one. And then I go through it. I'm like, oh, that's why they were excited for me to get to it.
Yeah.
And that's been really fun.
Yeah, because we have some newbies in the free company now.
I'm not the newest noob.
Yeah, and you seemed excited to help them.
Well, now because you're like, oh, I was helping them do like a Heaven's Ward thing or whatever. And I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go
now you
be
know
a welcome party.
Why people wanted to do this for you.
I get it.
Because you really had a hard time wrapping your head around like, oh, I don't want to bother anybody.
I still have that feeling. I know, but I still have that feeling. But yeah, if there were a noob that were like, if someone's around that could help me with a thing, I'd be like, oh, yes, please.
Exactly. See? I'm so glad that you could feel that. Let's see. Fashion Report is a great way to get 60K MGP a week.
Yeah, and I learned Fashion Report, you don't even have to like succeed. Well, actually, that's not true. To get 60K, you probably do have to succeed. If you just show up, you get 10.
K?
Yeah.
Is that how much? Oh,
that's what you did last night, where you were like, you just whatever you were wearing, you're like,
wearing my Bard outfit. Yeah.
This does not do it, and then you get 10K. But I guess you get over 80, and then you get 100 points, and you probably get a lot more.
Yeah. We'll have to remember to discuss the ending of Garlemald next discussion. Yeah, make sure. I'll ask the community of when you guys think that we should do the next one. I'm thinking we do like 3 total. Maybe like whenever the next big chunk is.
I'm just playing.
You're just playing.
I'm just playing.
Endwalker is basically a conclusion of 10-year saga of Heidelin and Zodiac. So basically, you could say that too.
Yeah.
Someone in chat, hit me up on Discord and tell me what the roulette is, please.
Oh, so you need 80 points to get 60K. Dang, that's a big leap.
Yeah, because we keep getting 68.
I think 68 is like 68. You are wearing clothes.
Yeah, that's cute. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Participation points.
Yeah, I tried my best. Here's your ribbon.
Yeah. Roulettes, Gma. So the roulettes that we're talking about are in the duty finder. You can queue up. You have to queue up with other people. You have to party with other people. So that's the thing. And they're random unless you have a preformed party. Like, the 3 of us can form a party and then we can go in together. But if you just go solo, it would just be with the other people who are queuing at the time. And basically, you can do a dungeon, a trial, or a raid. And
ones you've already done.
Ones you've unlocked, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you would get, you can get experience points. You can get poetics. You can get Moogle stones.
It's a good way to level up other classes as you're starting them. Like,
I think it's the most efficient way to get the most amount of experience for other classes that you're leveling up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been great for Bard for me.
Yes.
And for everything, but especially when I was like, I want to get this too. Because I forgot, I was like, I just need to get Bard to level 80. And then I did. And then I forgot that the quests level up as you go through the expansion. So then it was like level 82. And I was like, And so I was like, I need to go past
Yeah.
that. Because, yeah, if you weren't doing that and you were just playing straight through with one class, you would be leveling up with the game.
Yeah.
With each quest.
Yeah, exactly. Fashion Report, 8-Bit does it. 8-Bit is kind of the one who shares the Fashion Report.
Yeah. I see how it works now. And I've really not been in Gold Saucer much, and I actually had a lot of fun.
You're there every day now.
Look, I got a problem. I got to play my cactpot till they kick me out, and then I got to do some monster toss. I finished both of the jumping puzzles yesterday. Got to the end of both of them. I mean, the Chocobo one is like fairly easy.
That's the one where it's like in the middle, right?
Yeah, you have like 7 minutes to do it, and you can literally do it in like
2 minutes.
Yeah, or less. Yeah, it's even as a noob. But the other one where you're like going up the tree, and that one is I had never gotten to the end of it before.
I did.
I know you did.
The last time we did it.
That I did yesterday.
I was kind of disappointed that I thought you would get more for completing the thing. But
that's why I was like really want to get there
on the way. Yeah,
and that's why I kept dying, was because I was trying to get the trophies.
Well, I got to the end, and then there was like 5 minutes left, and then I saw the gold trophy from the finish line, and I was like, "Oh, let me try to go get it," and then I left.
I got to the end. There was like 5 seconds left.
Yeah. There were like multiple minutes. Has Tom been doing the role quests at the same time? No, you have not.
Well, I've done what I can because I don't have.
What are the role quests? I don't think I've done them.
They're the ones in the Crystarium, like the really cool ones where you get more info on the Warriors of Darkness and everything.
Right, but in Endwalker.
Oh, are there some in Endwalker?
I think that's what Cyril is talking about.
Oh, if there are, I need to know about that and to do them.
Yeah, I don't think I even knew that there were. I don't think I've done them. I didn't, but I also didn't finish the Shadowbringers ones.
Bond says they haven't unlocked yet.
Oh, yeah. Kugane Tower. I think it's
Let me give a shout out. Yes, let me give a shout out to Eddie yesterday, Maple in your community yesterday, who did a sightseeing event.
Yes. So how was that?
Where she came up, we did a bunch of Heaven's Ward like sightseeing log stuff, and she comes up with riddles for each one. You go to the map with a group of people, she gives you the riddle, and then you just go and try to figure it out and find it. We found a bunch. I don't know what we did, 10 or something maybe yesterday, which is cool. But then somebody brought up Kugane Tower, and she was like, I might have to do a whole sightseeing log event that's just for that one, because it's not hard to find, but it's hard to get. And so figuring out how to get. Have you gotten it? I know you made a lot of progress getting up the tower.
From what I was told, I am like at the very last chunk to get to the top. That's not the hard part.
Because once you're at the top, there's one. So here's a practice
on the
thing.
Freaking light post.
In the Crystarium, there's a very simple one. It's at the top of it's just a staircase thing you go up, and you have to drop down onto a light post as well.
In the Crystarium.
Yeah, I can't get it. But getting up there is easy. You just go up the stairs. But then you're up really high, and you have to fall on it, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
But that could be a thing if you get good at that, then when you get to the top of Kugane Tower, maybe you'll be better at landing it.
Maybe.
Yeah, and since I have my Xbox, I'm surprised I did the jumping things yesterday with mouse and keyboard just fine.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But I do have the controller now, too. So I don't fight with the controller.
Well, Eddie Ruckus Eddie, does Kugane Tower, can do it like every single time, basically. Mouse and keyboard.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was fine yesterday with mouse and keyboard, but now I do have the option to... If I wanted to try just to see if it clicks with my brain. I couldn't do that before when we were doing it because I was only on my computer.
Yeah. It's easier though. I remember that other. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your journey with me. We should do a stream soon. I don't know what we're gonna stream. We have so many things to stream.
Yeah.
We have we have to finish Omega.
Mm-hmm.
We have to finish Eden.
You have to do Hildebrand.
Oh my god. Should I stream that?
Yeah. It's just fun, just for the fun of it. It's not like prepare for the emotional devastation. It's just like, it's fun. I don't know. It's fun.
We have to do Sorrows of Whirlit. Yeah, there's a lot. I know these are all good things.
I mean, yeah, it's all good things.
Okay, so if you are still here, I want to shout out our upcoming events that we've got going on. Really quick, if you are new to our community, we do have a Discord server. You can find a link to join at heatherjustplay.com. Let's see. This Thursday, actually, Kayan is hosting a Eureka event. So if it's your first time in Eureka or you've gone before, we're all going to go together. That'll be a fun one for you to check out.
That is.
I
know Eureka, California.
I don't know how to explain what it is. It's like a big mini game battlefield in the game.
Okay.
That has kind of its own rules. It's kind of like how PvP is its own thing.
Okay.
This is not player versus player though. It's still PvE. So anyway, that's happening 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursday, and then this Friday night we are having a glam contest that is
sweet.
pirate themed. So our fashion fantasy contest will take place in our free company mess hall. We have
which also huge shout out to Tin, because every time there's an event in the mess hall, she rearranges it. It's a classroom, it's a catwalk, it's a mess hall.
It's crazy, yeah. Thank you for doing that. And then we also have a drawing together of it, which I'm really excited about. So basically what drawing together is, it's a built-in. Well, this is going to be put on by Vetty, our historian. I'm really excited. I think it's her birthday. But she's been wanting to do the drawing thing. So have I. There is a built-in Discord app that is like Telestrations.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, you get a word, you have to draw it, you pass that drawing to the next person. That person has to come up with a word based on your drawing. Yeah. And then you pass it again.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And so it's like telephone, and you have, obviously it's funny to compare.
God. Yeah. I remember we played with your parents, and I think you started, I don't know, your mom turned pretzels into 9/11 is where it went, or something like that. It was really went in a different direction.
My mom does not. She's very straightforward, and so she can't she was definitely, we were just how did you get there? How did you go there? Anyway, and then next Wednesday you're hosting your podcast class. Do you remember that?
I didn't realize it was next Wednesday, but yay.
Yeah,
actually that'll be super fun, because I'm in the midst of I have had a podcasting course for several years, and I've done updates to it throughout the years, but I'm currently completely redoing it. So I'm been deep in the world of just
if you don't
talking about podcasting.
Tom has a huge YouTube channel that that has a huge focus on podcasting, microphones, audio equipment, all of that. He has a course all about podcasting.
The DIY guide to launching your very own podcast, podcasterplaybook.com.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
But he is going to basically teach a mini version of that for free in our Discord server, because we have been talking about a potential podcast of the HJP community, which I really hope we do. But even if we don't, it'll still be real fun to.
I hope we do it, and it doesn't sound like do.
So if you want to, I forgot what time it is, but if you check out the Discord or if you go to our website, all of that info will be there. And that's it.
Sweet.
Wow, that radio voice. Glam fam. Basically, there you go. A pocket world filled with 72 players from your data center.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's cool because it's more than 8, more than 24.
Yeah,
it's
that's a lot.
A lot of people. Yeah, it's real fun. Let's see. Stream Hildy. The Minstrel's Ballad Shinryu's domain. Okay, I have a real question for you. Would you ever consider doing a raid, Sprout to Ultimate?
I don't think I have the patience for the proggers part of it. The over and over and over and over again part of it.
Yeah.
Currently. I mean, I've done stuff. I've learned to play I've done things. I've learned to ice skate, stuff where you just have to keep going and keep going and keep going. So never say never. But currently, no.
I will say, I think that Um, I think that, you know how we talked about that the solo duties and even the mechanics in the dungeons and the raids
Mhm.
are more purposeful in Endwalker? I feel like that's how it is in these in this more difficult content. The thing that you're trying to prog is not you as a player.
Right.
It's learning the mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just have, I know we've been in things before where it's like we're going, an hour plus at the same thing. And I like
But
it's not even me like, oh, everyone's gonna think I'm dumb. It's just like I don't have the like capacity to keep.
Yeah, but you did Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High, no problem.
I mean,
That's why I feel like you have it in you. Back then, when you were still like, I don't even know what the hell this is.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think
what it is, it's not that I'm against it. It's just there's so much else in the game I would rather do first.
Yeah.
No, like if you could ask me, you could do that, or you could do any of these other things. Go play Monster Dust. I'll go do that.
Let me see. Come join us or hear our comms. Yeah, that's another thing that's like fun.
Oh yeah, well every once in a while you show me stuff where someone in the group is streaming it, and it is fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's fun to hear everyone just like figure it out.
I think the one that we caught last time with Kay, you were the one giving the call outs.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I have a lot of respect for it and appreciation of it.
We may not get Tom, but we can convince Heather for sure. Like
she's on board right now. Like that's
I did the Innocence. I did that one. I filled in for somebody, and we cleared it that night, which was not me for sure, but I think everyone had already progged, and I kind of just showed up and followed directions, and
or it was because of you.
Tom is so much fun and crazy. Ted, you
because Gma did it.
Oh, Gma, that's right. See, come on, Gma could do it. Could all do it. Gma was able to do it. Yeah, Seed of Sacrifice. That's
the one you did?
Yeah, and it was funny because I did that before you got there. So I was like, who is this? I forgot.
Oh.
He was just like a pretty guy. I was like, who the hell is this?
No, he's hot now.
Yeah, I was like, who are we fighting? Innocence? I didn't know. No, I know now.
Oh, that was so sad. Gosh.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a slideshow of like the best of Final Fantasy 14, Tom's journey.
Shadowbringers is so good.
I feel like it's going to be your favorite, honestly. I can see why Endwalker's mine.
I mean, I'm at the very beginning. I'm 1.25 maps into Endwalker, so.
Here's what I'll say that I don't think will spoil anything. The reason why I like Endwalker so much is because do you know how many times we've watched things, we've played things, they don't stick the landing?
And this does. Yeah. Very satisfying.
Perfect. It's like all the questions are answered. Everything is like, it's so freaking good. That's why it like made such an impression on me in terms of like story beats. I can see why Shadowbringers is like fan favorite. But anyway. Oh no, he's hot. Tom's going to do it. All right, guys. Well, Tom, thanks for sharing your journey with us. Everybody, thanks for tuning in.
And thank you for all the help, too.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll play tonight. So if you're on, we'll be there. And with that said, we'll keep you updated on Tom's MSQ progress in the Discord for when our next discussion stream will be happening. Yeah.
Every quest line brings me closer to Hildy.
Oh, because you have to finish the whole thing.
I believe he's in the patch, yeah.
Oh, and then you get the cool Manderville weapons.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.
See ya.